Another day, another dollar as I holler to the world. I love the way I'm living, love the Gucci, love the girls, love the parties and the clubs, love the models and hot tubs, love the German engineering set on deep dish dubs. Another tour around the world, entertaining the fans. I love walking through the airport, taking pictures, shaking hands. Every day for me's an oyster, crack it open, find a pearl. I love the way I'm living, is what I holler to the world.
Happy Monday. Welcome back to Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze.
Happy Monday, man. I've always hated that term. Happy Monday. Hey, what's so happy about it, man? It's just get me to Friday already.
Because we're alive, man.
Man, just get me to Friday.
Every day that ends with Y is a good day.
Yeah, I guess every day being on the right side of the grass is a good day. I get it. All right. On with the show.
So I take it you're in good spirits today.
Speaking of good spirits, Devil's River. Thanks, Dave. This is the coffee bourbon. We've been sipping on this one, but this box has been sitting here. This is the Devil's River Distillers Select. So you haven't had any of this one.
No.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you take this box home with you.
Oh, right
This is look at this one. Fancy.
Oh, man.
Fancy. But you can't have any of this today. We're
10-4.
not going to sip any of this with you today. Next episode, promise. But this one, I just wanted to bring specifically for my old pal, Dwayne Swayze.
Right.
But it's coffee bourbon, though. I'm still partial to the agave.
The agave.
That agave bourbon is nice. But this coffee bourbon, not bad at all. If you're a fan of coffee, I generally like whiskey-flavored whiskey, but this is pretty good.
So we're going to start today with a question from Patreon subscriber Max MF. And if you guys want to be a part of being able to ask MVP a question, and I'll ask it on your behalf, please sign up to Patreon. The syndicate level and above all allow for you to ask a question to MVP. Okay, so this question...
Shout out to my man Max.
Yes.
Way back. He's a day one.
Yeah, question from Max MF in the UK. So Max says, I've often praised Montel for his sublime style and fashion sense.
Sublime.
He's always looking fly and fresh. So I'd like to know, are there any particular colors spelled COLOUR,
Of course.
combinations in particular that he likes wearing? And does he have favorite colors to wear and so on?
Very cool question. And I appreciate, Max, you've been cool for a long time. One of my favorite experiences in Japan was being in the locker room with Kojima and Tenzan, two of my favorites, like IWGP legends, you know. And when they first brought me over to New Japan, I was with Kojima and his group, Kojima Gun. And Kojima, he wears always, his colors are orange and black, where famously Kawada was yellow and black, or gold, like Pittsburgh yellow and black. And then the legendary Misawa, he was silver and green. And all these different Japanese wrestlers have their colors, like Chono, black, always black. And when I was in WWE, early on, I made a lot of my stuff based in purple. I always thought purple was just a cool color, you know, a color of royalty and whatnot. And when I was in Japan, and I had my gear made, and I had like this real cool ring jacket, and it was all like black and purple. And Tenzan, Kojima, they come up to me, oh, MVP-san, purple, your image color? Like, image color. Yes, I like the concept of an image color. Yes, purple is my image color. I've always enjoyed being color coordinated. Just growing up in Miami, when I came up, like, dude, if you wasn't coordinated, you were gonna get called out. And I came up from that generation where socks matched shirt, and like I would find obscure like polo shirts with socks to match perfectly. You know, like this teal turquoise colored polo with these socks. So when my acid wash jeans flowed up a little bit, and you saw that my polo shirt was perfectly matched to my socks with my Nike cross trainers or Air Flights we were wearing back then.
Coordinate.
Coordinate. That's what Pop said, right? And which, as you see, I always do. This is a thing that I've always been into. And, specific colors, as we said, purple has been something I always do. I've always liked to do, red, black. That always works well. With suits, I really like to go with the softer colors. I'm not afraid to do pinks and purples and mauves and lavenders and
Please keep going.
yeah, I'm not afraid of color. I don't mind the color. I like the splash and the pop. I'm cool with it. So I hope that answered your question. Yeah, Max. I always enjoy color coordinating my outfit to match my sneakers, and I'm into accessories. I like that, and I don't apologize for it either, because I'm me and, well, you're you.
So, first question of the day.
Hold on, before we do that, hey,
yeah.
real quick, if you're digging the content, if you're digging the show, please like, subscribe, comment.
Yes.
Give us a like. That lets the algorithm know to share this gospel of pro wrestling with other people. Give me a comment. Give me some feedback. Tell me what you think. And if we don't like your comment, we'll just delete it. Doesn't matter. And of course, share us. Tell people about us.
Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Because in the world of, in my world, there's telephone, television, telewrestler. And in this case, we'll include telewrestling fan. That's one way to get a message around the world quickly and have it be absolutely wrong in the process. Here's to you.
Fansplanation. All right, so first question of the day, P. Who's the one tag partner that made everything easier in the ring?
The one tag partner that made everything easier. Been fortunate through the years to have been blessed with some elite level tag team partners. Like, if I'm tagging with Shelton, it's an easy night, You know what? I think the quickest and I guess probably most honest answer would be the great Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
okay.
because
Who you never lost a match to?
I've never lost a match to Matt Hardy. And I'm the captain of the team, and I will always be better than Matt Hardy. But I will give Matt Hardy credit here because he is an elite tag team specialist, while he is also a decorated singles wrestler and one of my favorite opponents. When it comes to tag wrestling, he's so plugged in with tag team wrestling and just how things should flow that it's almost like being on autopilot, just, all right, whoever we were working with, all right, what are we doing tonight? And Matt would just lay out a formula. And Matt always had great ideas for certain spots to, certain heat spots, or, just a moment where if we do this right here at this time, when we execute that behind the ref's back, the timing on when to get the best reactions in a tag team match from tag team action, because he's one of the best at it, And anytime I knew that, I had a tag match with Matt Hardy, like, all I need to do, just figure out a way in there where I can just do my elbow, just plug me in there and just, it's real easy. So, yeah, I would probably say, definitely Sheldon, because we tagged up in Japan, and, Sheldon can do all the heavy lifting, and I just, got this kick, punch. And Matt. Yeah, Matt Hardy, for sure.
How do top guys maintain locker room control without creating resentment?
That is an easy question. Top guys, so there's only two ways about it. You're either a top guy that maintains control with lots of resentment, because you're maintaining control by using your influence with the office, holding that over people's heads, or you're a top guy that maintains control via respect. If you are so respected by your peers, then the control of the locker room comes naturally. If you are a locker room leader, you're a natural leader. And, and being in a room full of men who are, alpha, I mean, let's face it, professional wrestling is an ego-driven business. So those individuals that in a room full of those type of personalities can rise up and naturally gain the respect of their peers. I give Undertaker as a perfect example. Not to say that there weren't people that didn't resent Undertaker or didn't like him, but overwhelmingly, he was liked and respected. And, I've talked about this before, where you asked about the fear of that a veteran will thrive from where a rookie, where it might harm them. And I said, I got to a point where, for me, it wasn't fear about messing up in front of the fans. It was fear about disappointing the person I'm working with. And one of the worst things ever was to come back from a match with Taker and have him just tell you it was bad, or that you did, just disappointment, just like, oh man, I let him down. I let the dead man down. I'm sorry, man. I promise we'll do better tomorrow. And that just comes from him being a leader in spirit. Like Taker used to work hurt all the time, injured a lot. Like my first overseas tour, first or second, he had broken ribs, and he was
Still working
broken
every
ribs. Yeah, and he was out there, or maybe cracked. He had a serious rib injuries, and he was out there working with Mr. Kennedy every night, doing 15, 20 minutes. And I remember afterwards, because they had different locker rooms, and I was fortunate to have been one of the young guys that was invited to dress in the locker room, like watching them come and untape him, like, because ribs, that's all they could do. You can't, so they would just tape up his ribs and cush him up real good. And then Ken had to work around Taker's ribs, and Taker had to give the best match that he could give enduring that pain, and a guy that does that earns your respect. That's leadership by example. Hey, when we're hurt here, we work through it. And again, it was a different time. Nowadays, somebody that hurt, unless it's like a major pay-per-view, you don't have to do that now. But that was a different time. And then Taker was the guy that did that. You've heard about Wrestler's Court. And most of the time, Wrestler's Court was ball breaking. There were times when there were guys who were really out of line. And, we handled it in the locker room. It didn't have to go to human resources. Now, it's going to human resources if you handle it in the locker room. But a lot of the time, it ended up in fun. And, the way to get out of it is, because Taker was the judge. And a lot of the time, JBL was the prosecutor, So you could get out of it by going to Taker with a few big bottles of Jack Daniels and paying them off. Or that might be your sentence. You get fined, 3 bottles of Jack Daniels to the dead man or something like that. And it was all fun. I mean, there were times when it was like, hey, man, like you really did something messed up and we're holding you to account. So examples of guys who maintain control, throughout the years, you've always had the top guys who, were in there with the boss. And if they didn't like you, or they felt threatened by you, they would use their influence to try to get you, demoted or fired or pushed out, or to get, the booker or the owner to have a bad opinion of you. And, that was a thing that happened for a long time. Through the years, especially with older guys trying to keep younger guys from coming up. By the time I got to WWE, that was still happening, but it was a little different. If Vince saw something in you, then there's nothing anybody could tell him to keep him from, not to say that there weren't people in the production office, giving their 2 cents, and that's always going to happen. Some guys were able to overcome that and still shine, and some guys weren't. But, there are certain people that like, I never did it, but everybody just kind of knew that. There were certain guys that, were office guys, and when they came around, they'd act like they were cool, and then you just don't make the jokes around them, or,
It would change the vibe.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, the vibe would change, And, there were certain guys, top guys that they come in the locker room and it's all good. There were the other top guys that if they showed up in the dressing room, because they didn't dress in there a lot of the time anyway, the vibe would change or the jokes would change or whatever, because that shit might get back to the office. Now you might find yourself on a losing streak or, or whatever. But that dynamic has always existed, and the short version is the locker room leaders who maintain control with respect are the ones that are revered, and the ones that maintain control because of their influence in a negative way over your career or your position on the card, it's a different game.
So between your first run at WWE and your second one, did you see a big difference? Same question.
Well, yeah, there was a huge difference because at this point, I had already established a career. I left WWE and had a successful career away from there. I didn't get, contrary to popular belief, I didn't get fired. They were trying to re-sign me to a new 5-year deal. I had a year left on my current deal when I asked for my release. At the time, I wasn't enjoying it. And I asked for my release and I went to Japan, reinvigorated everything, because I loved wrestling again and I was having fun. And then when I gave my notice to Japan, I took a year off from wrestling. That's when I started jiu-jitsu. And then after that, I came back and I had my time at Impact. And then I was working, international and indies. So I learned, shout out to Chuck Palumbo. Chuck Palumbo was the first guy that I ever heard say, hey man, there's life after WWE. Just because you go there and you get released doesn't mean your life is over. There are countless examples of people who went there and then have done well for themselves after the fact. Matt Cardona comes to mind.
Yeah. Zack Ryder, right?
Yeah, exactly, dude. He's doing great. He's awesome. So when I came back the second time, I didn't have the walking on eggshells, I'm scared to get fired, nervous mentality. I didn't feel that way anymore. So there were certain people, who when they came around, to crack jokes, I cracked jokes back. I'm not worried about getting fired now. Yeah, man, fuck out of here with that. I wasn't, and my relationship with Vince was different the second time. The first time I was a young rookie and, Vince was very influential and I worked with him a lot. But this time, the whole game changed. Everything was different. And, the Hurt Syndicate, the Hurt Business was helping to carry the show during that time. And we were very valuable to Vince. And that's the first time that I ever had Vince's telephone number. My first run, I could never call Vince. My second run is when Vince, here, take my number, and I could call him periodically and talk to him. So I was just a wise, experienced veteran my second run. So I wasn't worried about somebody going to the office telling on me or me getting heat with, certain people because I was going to get in trouble. So if I got in trouble, okay, cool. I'm going to take my ass and wrestle somewhere else like I've been doing,
Y'all saw what I did the first time.
Yeah. Everywhere I've been okay, so it's all right. So I had a completely different attitude because of my experience level and where I was at in my career at that time. And shout out to all of those who love professional wrestling. Not the brand. I mean, some people say, oh man, I love burgers. Yeah, you love burgers? Yeah, but I hate McDonald's. Okay, that's cool, But if you say, oh, I only love McDonald's, then you can't say you love burgers. No, you love McDonald's. You don't love burgers. I love burgers. I'm going to eat McDonald's. I'm going to eat Burger King. I'm going to eat Five Guys. I'm going to eat, if I'm on the West Coast, I'll endure In-N-Out, that overrated ass burger. But, yeah.
In-N-Out is good, man.
It's okay.
It's okay, yeah. Trill Burgers in Houston, though.
Trill Burger is the best fast food burger on the planet.
Shout out Bun B.
Bun B, Trill Burger, for real. Even the fries are good. Trill Burger. If you haven't had it, have it. As a matter of fact, there's a Trill Burger down the street.
Oh, yeah, they opened a second location.
Yeah, right. Not too far from where we're at. As a matter of fact, we should go have some Trill Burger today.
I love it.
I love this. We're having so much fun. All right, mea culpa again. This episode, just a little shorter than usual, time constraints. But again, I'm going to make it up to you by giving you some extra content. If you like the outro song on Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze, that song is called Full Circle by Dwayne Swayze, featuring Smoke DZA and a little cameo by yours truly. So check it out. It follows immediately after. It's the whole song of our outro, Full Circle, MVP, well, actually, Dwayne Swayze, Smoke DZA, with a little cameo from me. That's my ego's getting the best of me. Sorry about that. Enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. Kush God. Right. Pack is crazy. They focus on package lately. Black Mercedes. Laughing in the back with Swayze, Mac and Sadie. Wonder why she acting shady. Actress lady. Trying to get some action maybe. Accolade me. They looking for traction daily. 20 pointers. Dancing like Alvin Ailey, that's just crazy. You know the Kush God, the good bud, whole world loving my style. Descendant of the funk, Doc, Meth Man, B-Reals, the Snoop Dogs, they all know how I get down. Harlem Jiggy, sprinkle a little biggie, putting on for the city. Know I get busy, yeah. Yeah. I said the whole world's follow the leader. Yeah. You looking for me, just follow the reaper.
I can see clearly now the type of game I'm in. They prey on your downfall when you always win. Too busy looking out instead of within. Folk get close, now you stabbed by your friend. Man, not this again. Lesson learned, pocket watch, can't discern. Never deal with bullshit in real time, I defer. Roach clip, protect my fingertips. Yeah, that's what you earn. Ashes, I'll make you dust. Punk if you with us. I just lay back in something new. Whiskey 21 and over, low ball. Make it too neat, DZA from Harlem. Yeah, I'm from Houston, off of Fondren. Mike Mazan and real world flow. Plant these seeds in the streets and in weeks, watch it blossom. Dark night, riding on chrome, swinging through Gotham. It's me and P, repaving these roads. I feel like Cody. Shot a fiend the 8th, I heard his yell Kobe. I reserve the right, you get what you deserve. Enjoy this full circle moment as the turntables turn. Sharing pies call ace every time we serve. You fight or flight, bout the spike, hands off, still touching nerves. Y'all got the gall. I'm running this route without the ball. P called the play, now we trending like Logan Paul. The we got in store can't be purchased in the mall. 50 and 0 like Floyd operating in a silo. Mo told me spit sick brick to get viral. We be getting throwed like Pat Mahomes spirals. Those expecting handouts, please don't feel entitled. I'll spit in their hand, bro, we better off as rivals. Come at us wrong then, the next act is flagrancy. A seat opened up, well, let me fill that vacancy. I've been in H-Town with P, waiting patiently. Dealing with my Bruce Wayne alter ego gracefully. Yeah, I know what that make me. Two distinct identities, still not crazy. For those asking what I've done for them lately, it's them 80s babies. Smoke DZA and Dwayne Swayze.
Dwayne Swayze and MVP, Monte Cristo music, the Kush God, Smoke DZA, legendary. Big things are going. I love it when a plan comes together.
How do you personally manage adrenaline dumps after intense matches or segments?
I don't even know what that means, man. Like, adrenaline dumps? Like, I don't even know what an adrenaline dump is. You know, I just, especially, I don't know, I guess maybe if we're talking about, you know, some kind of like a life or death situation, you know, where, but in terms of like performing, like cutting a promo or a match, like, I can't even speak on an adrenaline dump because it's just, for me, it's just like a euphoria that I feel that just, you ride it and it just slowly just dissipates and it subsides, it goes away. But
there's no like come down crash or anything like that?
Not to me. I've never experienced an adrenaline dump. I've never experienced a crash because when you finish your segment, if it's a promo segment and it was hot, you know, as soon as you come through the back, you know, you're getting high fives and, you know, congratulations, and your colleagues who you did the segment with, shaking hands and, you know, giving each other feedback and talking about it. And, you know, yeah, you know, you're still kind of buzzing, but then after that, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee or get some water or, you know.
Oh, it's just natural for you.
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way. I've never thought of it in those terms.
I remember getting off stage with you. We're performing in Fort Worth, and it's 3,000 people, and we just that 20-minute set or whatever. After we got off, you were signing autographs and everything, and hours later, like I was still like crazy. Hours later, it's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then when I crashed, it was terrible.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I was like, "What is this?" It's like almost feelings of depression. I was like, "What happened?"
Oh, wow. Yeah, maybe. And I have no idea except to think that because I do it every week.
All the time.
It's a regular occasion for me. So maybe I've just developed an acclimation to it or something where I don't have a dump. Maybe it happened earlier in my career, and I don't remember because I don't ever remember feeling like a crash afterwards. I just always remember feeling like this surge, this adrenaline, this euphoria, this amazing. And then when we're done, it's just like, whew, it's like a come down. Yeah. It's never a crash for me. I've never had that. And even with matches, when you have a match and that match was what's up, you come to the back, you're usually hugging the people you work with, shake hands with the producers and everybody. And then, you talk for a little bit, you recap stuff that happened and you might be, oh man, I'm sorry I missed that. No, it's fine. And then, once all that's done, you're going back to the locker room and you're going to go get dressed and take a shower and, figure out where you're going to eat, try to find a place that's open to eat, head back to the hotel, smoke some weed, drink some beer,
Right.
slam a protein shake, whatever.
And I remember in Hollow to the World, you did say you go live in front of 5 million people
Yeah.
every week.
Back then, yeah. 5 million people were tuning in. That was yeah. So, yes, I guess I never experienced that. And what you're telling me is so foreign to me because I've never had that. I never thought about that. So maybe it's just because I was lucky when I started on the independent scene in South Florida. There were so many people that had local TV. So I was doing TV all the time, working in front of, small crowds, but just getting acclimated to it. So that by the time I got called up and I was in the big leagues playing with the big boys and girls, I was already acclimated at that point. Because I really honestly can't think of a time where I had like a dump. Like I can't think of not one instance ever. So that's like a really strange question to me because when you said it, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
That's weird, man. Huh. Yeah, you actually perplexed me with that one. Okay. What else we got? Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap. That's all I got for you today, man.
Really, man? Yeah. And once again, our time has come to an end. But the bourbon has not. We still got a whole lot.
Yeah. Put a little dent in it.
Yeah, not a bad day. Hey, well, listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I have intentionally been a little bit more mindful of my intake because I've watched back a few episodes because usually we'll try to get a few of these knocked out. And, the first one is one way. And by the time we get to the third, I'm stumbling over. I'm laughing, tripping over my tongue. So
I can drink a lot. He's doing most of the talking.
Man, this Devil's River right here, though. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
In the near future, we might have to shift gears and get some Japanese whiskey up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Japanese whiskey sponsors. We'll be in touch soon. Or no, excuse me. Japanese whiskey sponsors. Feel free to get in touch with us. Yeah. And click, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Please like, subscribe, and make sure you guys comment. If you're watching the video, do us a favor, leave a comment, like, subscribe. And if you guys want exclusive footage,
Patreon.
go to Patreon. The link is in the description.
And we are really working hard to make sure that we're giving you all the value you deserve for your Patreon subscription. We did a little research to find out, who's doing what with Patreon. And we wanted to make sure that if you are subscribing to our Patreon and you're giving us your hard-earned money so that we can feed our children, we're going to make sure that we give you value. So every week, we're dropping behind-the-scenes content and content specific to your subscription level. Only for you.
Only for you. And you guys get an opportunity in one of the tiers, the Playmaker tier and above, to get the video, the episode, 24 hours before anybody else sees it.
See, membership has its privileges. And on that note, Once again, this has been another session.
Session, yeah.
Of,
Can I say it this time?
wait, hold on. This has been the latest session of Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze. And on that note, I say,
See you, Space Cowboy.
I just lay back in something new. Whiskey 21 and over, low ball. Make it too neat, Dizzer from Harlem. Yeah, I'm from Houston, off of Fondren. Mike Mazan and real world flow. Plant these seeds in the streets and in weeks, watch it blossom. Dark night, riding on chrome, swinging through Gotham. It's me and P, repaving these roads.